Want to talk for a couple of moments today about the Michigan State Fairgrounds. I live very nearby the Michigan State Fairgrounds, and for nearly the past 14 years have been very privileged to represent that community in which I live here in the legislature. And we've had some difficult negotiations and discussions over time as to how best to maintain the property for the Michigan State Fairgrounds, to find out what's best for the community and what's best for the neighborhoods surrounding it. So over that period of time, we have successfully defeated the issue of building a racetrack and building an outdoor urban amphitheater at the fairgrounds, which we all thought were too noisy. Like myself, many of you may have read in papers over the past couple of weeks media reports suggesting that the state of Michigan is considering opening up the state fairgrounds to the Huron-Clinton Metroparks Authority. Although we're still waiting on the details, I wanted to assure my constituents and colleagues that I'll be looking at this very closely, and I hope you will too. I am particularly excited that if a Metropark can happen at the state fairgrounds, that would be an exciting venture. For a very long period of time, for decades, citizens in Detroit have been paying millages into the Metropark system, yet we have yet to see a Metropark open in our neighborhoods. I'd also like to commend John Hertel, who is currently a board member at the Metroparks and the former director of the Michigan State Fair. He's been a very strong advocate for the Metroparks to move to the fairgrounds. No one knows the fairgrounds property better than he does, and no one knows how to operate a great Michigan State Fair like he does. And I know that he has a tremendous interest in doing this. But I want to caution folks that I hope that this does not continue to be happy talk that teases the citizens of Detroit into believing that a Metropark will happen again. We have been down this process before, and we have had, unfortunately, the teasing of believing that a Metropark was coming to our neighborhood in the past, only to have it not happen again. So I would hope that before we rush to embrace the Metropark concept, that all financial questions be asked before we can proceed. Metroparks are funded by a property tax millage, but with property tax values declining, we must know how the Metroparks plan not only to operate the property, but also to upgrade the dilapidated facilities. And I, like my colleagues from Detroit, will not accept a Metropark that is inferior to its suburban counterparts. If we're going to be a part of the system, we need to have an equal part of the system. And I want to know, if we're going to fund such a project, who is going to be funding this project, and will we need to raise taxes to build a new park? I believe we already pay too much in property taxes in the city of Detroit, and I'm sure my colleagues just north of us, north of 8 Mile in Oakland-Macomb County, would agree as well that they are paying more than their fair share. So I don't want us to be putting constituents into a situation where they don't know what they're getting into. Again, we need to know up front, before the state leases or sells this property, how much the citizens of Michigan and the state of Michigan are going to be on the hook for any changes. We have to have firm deadlines, and we have to know specifically what the project will be. I was very strongly opposed to the state of Michigan short-sightedly closing its state fair and its UP State Fair. I believe it to be a slap in the face to Detroit and a slap in the face to the citizens of Michigan and to the history of Michigan. So I hope that with a new partnership with the Metropark Authority or someone else, we can restore this jewel, America's oldest state fair, to the grandeur that it's deserved and to the grandeur of the citizens of Michigan, because we deserve no less. And I'd ask my remarks be printed in the journal.